Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kimar, and I'm back with another video. And today's video is going to be on the 10 things I wish I knew before I competed for Miss Georgia USA. Honestly, if I really thought about it, I could probably think of way more than 10 things, but I just compiled this little list. I'm not going to be competing this year. At first I was like, oh, I think I'm going to compete again next year. I'm not going to be competing this year. I think the cutoff age is like 28 or something like that, and I'm only 24 right now, so I do have some time to maybe compete again in the future. But I mean, now I have a is it on this side? Now I have a whole neck tattoo, and I've been had the wrist tattoo to cover up, so it gets more difficult the longer I wait. But anyways, it's gonna be like kind of like get ready with me style, so I can just tell you the things that I learned. I compiled a little list. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing I wish I knew before I competed for Miss Georgia USA is that you need at least like a year of prep time. And I'm using the Bare With Me Daily Moisturizing Primer with Sunscreen from NYX. But you need like at least a year of prep time, especially if you're not like rich. A lot of the girls competing are very rich, very privileged. They have, you know, parents with money, but I paid for the pageant pretty much by myself, so I wish I would have had more time like to prep, because I decided I wanted to compete maybe like 6 months prior to the pageant, and that's just not enough time to make the money you need to compete. Also, you gotta prep your body. You gotta, like, you wanna give your best foot. Like, you can't just look like you do on a regular day when you look good. You have to look like amazing. So that's like the major thing I knew. And like when I did think I was going to be competing again, I was like, you do not have to worry about me next time. I am going to be prepping a year in advance. And clearly that's one of the main reasons I'm not going to compete this year, is because I really slacked off the beginning of the year, and now it's just too late. And the pageant is typically in November, and it is July, and that is too late. It just really is too late, in my opinion. So that's the first thing I wish I would have known before competing for Miss Georgia USA. The second thing that I wish I would have known before I competed for Miss Georgia USA is that you need to buy butt glue or butt tape. What is butt glue? What is butt tape, you ask? It is so that when you put on your bikini for the bikini section, I had never competed in anything where I had to wear a bikini in front of people. I didn't even get comfortable wearing bikinis in front of people until I got to college, y'all, because I was very insecure about my body, and I thought bikinis made me look very flat chested and like a little boy, and I never wore bikinis, so I never knew any such thing as butt glue or butt tape. But what butt glue does is it keeps your bikini from riding up when you're walking. When you're doing, you know, your good little walk on stage, your bikini is naturally going to start to ride up your booty crack, and you need butt glue or butt tape to prevent that from happening. Obviously, I did not have that when I competed. And so some people say, oh, you can use hairspray. No, you can't. Like, hairspray does not work as good. A lot of girls also did not have it when I competed, and it was like one girl that had it for like, she let a lot of people use it, but she was like, okay, now this is a competition, I'm not gonna let all y'all use it. And I mean, true, that's very true. I mean, I didn't ask her to use it, but a lot of people were asking her to use it, and she had to like put a cap on it because everybody needed it. So what is it with me filming here in particular and it starting to rain? Like, that is crazy. Yeah, that is something that if you never heard of it, if you don't know, now you know. Go to the store if you're competing this year and go get you some butt glue, or look it up on Amazon. And that is to keep the bikini bottom stuck to your butt when you're walking in your bikini. And number 3 is you need a good professional headshot. Now, need is a strong word. You probably can compete with one you've done in your house. I've done it before. I've done it twice at this point. But I just feel like you're more competitive when you have a professional headshot. Like, when I was seeing the other girls' headshots, I was like, dang, I wish I would have like really got like a real professional taken. Not somebody cousin with a camera, like a real professional headshot. So that's another reason why you need time to prepare, because that costs money too. Everything costs money with this pageant, girl. We'll get more into that as we get down the list. But that's what I'm saying. You need at least a year minimum to prepare, because you have to prepare financially. Unless you got rich parents, rich grandparents, so on and so forth, you're gonna need time to generate the funds needed to compete. Or unless you have like sponsors. But if you have people that are willing to sponsor you, typically it's because you're well connected, because you have rich people in your family. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to find sponsors. You definitely want to get a good professional headshot, even if you got to go up to the JCPenney or whatever you got to go to get somebody with a good camera to take you a good headshot. Okay, and number 4, you should probably get your own room, like buy your own hotel room for the pageant. If you plan to room with like one of your friends that's also competing, or your family or whoever, because the room situation was very much all over the place when I competed. Me and my roommate, we planned, like my real life roommate, planned to room together at the pageant, and we signed up for it. We made sure we signed up for that, and something in me said, they're gonna mess this up. Like, it's not gonna be, we're not gonna be assigned a room together. So after a day of practice and all of that, or I forget, was it a day of practice, or what, did we go to dinner? No, we didn't go to dinner, which we'll get to that. But I forget, like it was like a busy day. I think we had like interviews and stuff that lasted all the way into the evening. My interview was late, hers was earlier. We get to the hotel to get to our room assignment, and we're like, yeah, we should be in a room together. We were not. And that was like a big part of the experience. We wanted to room together. So I ended up last minute, I put up that good old credit card and I got us a room at a nearby hotel. But I think that should be considered. Also, it's like, when I competed for Miss Georgia Teen, our parents were like not around at all. But for this one, for pretty much from when we checked in for Miss Georgia Teen, like our parents were not around. You were in the hands of Greenwood Productions. But this time around, I don't know if it's the pandemic or what happened, but Greenwood Productions takes on a lot less of your transportation or your food, and we'll get more into that. Even for the teens, they take on a lot less of that responsibility. So if I was to go again, I would get a room with my mom. Like, yeah, duh, I would get a room with my mom. She can help me do this, help me do that. Like just somebody to be a helping hand. So if you're gonna, unless you like truly don't care who you room with, then you're good. But I would, and they're gonna make you pay for the room even if you don't use the room, but I would just prepare to buy another room, because that's just me. I am very particular about my living situation. You can go back and watch my worst roommate ever story time. That was about my time competing in Miss Georgia Teen to understand why I am that way. But yeah, I would prepare. If you really want to room with someone in particular, and unless you're gonna hound them, which I don't even think that will work, then you want to go ahead and just make other arrangements to get y'all's own room at maybe a separate hotel, the same hotel, whatever the case may be. Anyways, it all worked out with us getting our own separate room. Like, it was fine. Our room was cute. It was very close to the hotel that they had picked, so it's not like we were any further away from the competition or anything. So it worked out, but it was just a huge inconvenience to come up on, like, when you're already there at the pageant and you think you're going to be rooming together because you paid to room together. So yeah, that's number 4. So number 5 is you want to have reliable transportation when you go. You don't want to have your parent or guardian drop you off and leave you, because when I competed in 2016, like I said, they handled all transportation. Like, I got dropped off, and then everywhere we went, from practice to little outings to wherever the case may be, they had like a shuttle for us, like a bus, and that's how we got around. I didn't need a car, I didn't need keys, nothing like that. Now, I don't know, like with the recession, with times being hard, it's not like that at all. You are responsible for a lot of your transportation. Yeah, you're responsible for pretty much all of your transportation back and forth from the Performing Arts Center, which is it's a good little 10-15 minute drive. So I would definitely not get dropped off if at all possible. If you don't have a car, I would rent one or have someone rent one for you, or just make sure you have some reliable transportation that weekend, unless you're just amazing at making friends and you could just get somebody, ride with somebody. But me, I'm not the best at making friends. I'm not even the best at keeping friends, if we being real. So yeah, you just want to make sure you have a reliable form of transportation set up, because they will not be moving you to and fro. You will have to do that yourself. And then if you're late, don't let you be late. That's why I wouldn't even rely on Ubers and all that other stuff. Because if you're late, you're looked at like, everybody's looking like, why are you late? You can't be late in this industry. So let me stop before I say too much, then I can't compete again. But whatever, I gotta be real. Like, I have to be real. Everybody gonna be looking at you sideways if you're late, but nobody's offering transportation to and from the venue. So yeah, you just want to make sure that you have a reliable form of transportation for that weekend. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So yeah. Number 6, take all your clothes and shoes with you for the show to every practice. Even if they tell you, oh, you don't need them, you just need your opening number shoes, or you just need this, don't believe them. Do not believe that. Take all of your belongings to every practice. And that's where having a car comes into it, because you need a place to put all this stuff, so that even if you don't take it inside, you can run to the car and get it real quick when y'all take a break. But I'm telling you, just take my word for it, because I would not steer you wrong. I don't care if they say, oh, you don't need any shoes, you just need your workout clothes and your opening number. Don't believe the hype. Do not believe it. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Take every outfit and every pair of shoes with you to every practice. Get you one of them dress bags. Bonus tip, get you one of them dress bags with like a shoe bag and everything, so you can put all your outfits in the dress bag and all your shoes, you can carry it like that. And yeah, just get ready to be carrying clothes everywhere you go with you, because I'm telling you that just believe me, just trust me. I know what I'm talking about. This happened to me both times, actually. This is one of the things that was consistent across Georgia's team in 2016 and Georgia USA in 2022. Both times they were like, oh, only come in, these clothes or whatever. And then you needed more once you got there. So if you've never competed in any of these pageants, you kind of need this video, because when you get there, it's going to be so many girls that already know and they've already done it before, and they're not going to tell you really unless you ask, and you're not going to know what to ask because you never did it before. So I'm just telling you, take it all with you everywhere. Okay, I think we're on number 7, and number 7 is start toning up your body well in advance of the pageant. And this is for, I don't care if you're skinny, I don't care if you're thick, I don't care if you're bigger, I don't care what kind of body you have. I think everybody is beautiful and you should compete in whatever body you have, but you need to make sure it's toned and tight when you get there. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be given body, like no matter what kind of body it is, it's got to be given body, it's got to be given confidence. So make sure you tone up. That's one thing I did not do and I regret it. Like I'm looking at, because I'm thinking, I'm slim, I'm good. I'm looking at these other girls, they're more than slim, they're toned. Some of them not even slim, but they are toned. And so no matter what size you are, you want to get your body toned all the way up before the pageant. Probably start months in advance or a year in advance, just doing like a couple sit-ups a day. You know what I'm saying? Or a couple, I don't know what exercise you do to tone your body. I don't know how to work out, but just doing anything you can to go ahead and start toning up, because your swimsuit section will thank you for that, no matter what kind of body you have, okay? So number 8, you want to sign up if you can, because I know money doesn't grow on trees, but it all goes back to start a year in advance so that you have the funds available. If you can, you should sign up for, they have a little orientation session where these different presenters come and they do consulting and interview prep and all that. And a lot of it sounds like bogus. Like, oh, I'm going to sign up for this to maybe win the pageant through doing this. But after I competed, I noticed that a lot of the people that did those consulting and those interview prep sessions made it to the finals. I did not make it to the finals this time. I made it to the finals in 2016, but I did not make it in 2020 or the semifinals, whatever it is. And a lot of those people did the interview prep. And for Miss Georgia, the stakes are much higher than Miss Georgia's team. First of all, Miss Georgia's team only had I don't even know, maybe 20 something contestants. So their top 16, most of them made it to the top 16 just off the fact that there's only 20 of them. But Miss Georgia, it was 50, 60 people, and the stakes are a whole lot higher and the process is a whole lot more serious. And I don't care how good you are at interviews and stuff like that, definitely take some of those interview prep or consulting sessions that they tell you about in the orientation, because a lot of those girls take them and a lot of those girls end up making it to the finals. And I think a lot of making it to the finals and stuff comes from that interview. It seems like such a small portion of the competition, but I think if you do really well, it'll set you apart in the long run. And I don't even think I did bad on my interview. I felt good about it, but that another girl may have had that inch more training and prep and did better and made it to the finals, where I did not. So I definitely suggest that. And I said, like, if I'm competing again, I'm definitely signing up for that consulting. And it's honestly, I don't even think it's that expensive. I think it's like, they give you like a couple sessions, maybe like 30 something an hour, which is kind of expensive, but like, I don't need more than 2 or 3 hours. So, you know what I'm saying? Think about it, prepare in advance so that if you really want to be competitive, you can afford these things, you know? So number 9 is really random, but I just remember them saying this backstairs, like the guy that does the choreography and stuff. Do not bring pleasers, especially not for the swimsuit section. If you don't know what pleasers are, these are pleasers. They're like the stripper heels with the clear bottoms on them and stuff. I specifically heard him backstage be like, don't do that. They hate that at Miss USA. Don't bring any like stripper heels. You're already parading around in a bikini. So you don't want to get like too suggestive with it. Like, it's supposed to be pretty and classy. And not saying strippers aren't classy, because I mean, a job is a job. But I'm just telling you what I literally heard backstage. Like, girls were in pleasers and he was like, literally, why did you bring that? And they literally put it in like the dress code thing. They tell you like what not to bring and what not to wear. So you kind of have no excuse. Like, they literally tell you don't bring pleasers. And a lot of girls still did, especially shorter girls, because they make you look taller and your legs look longer and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely suggest not doing that, because from my understanding, the girls that did bring pleasers did not make the finals. Now, what I will say, random tidbit, is you can kind of take their dress code rules with a grain of salt, because I remember when I competed in Miss Georgia Teen, we were supposed to only wear black shoes for the opening number. This one girl wore like white shoes and she won the pageant. The entire pageant, she won it that year, and she didn't even have on the right color shoes. So you can kind of take some of the stuff they're saying like with a grain of salt, because clearly they don't always stick to their guns, especially if they like you enough. Okay. And then number 10, my final, but what I think is my most important tip of all, is to be yourself and have fun. I know it sounds so corny, and it's like, girl, I'm trying to win. After all that money I spent, I'm trying to win. But one, you could do amazing. Like, there's this one girl, she competed. I actually dropped her name. Her name was like, her name was Britton, but I don't remember her last name, but her name was Britton. I thought that she did amazing. Like, I thought, like, if anybody wins this pageant, it's her. She didn't even make it to the top 5, and she executed everything to me perfectly. So it's like, you could do everything right and still lose, because the judges want what the judges want, and it just is what it is. So you want to have fun in the process, because winning is not a guarantee, and actually the odds are literally not in your favor to win. There's 50, 60 something girls. Some of these girls have been in pageants since the dawn of time. They've been competing for a very long time. So it's literally, the odds are not in your favor to take this pageant home. You know, by the grace of God, you may be able to, but if not, you at least want to be able to say you had fun. Also, I'll say, like, in my experience, when I competed in 2016, I was just vibing, and I made it to the top 16. And there was, at that point in the team pageant, there was like 60 something people. So that was pretty good for then. Like, the team pageant has dwindled a lot. I'm pretty sure it's because it's kind of expensive to pay for your team to be in that pageant, but that's neither here nor there. And I hope to one day be able to sponsor girls to compete. Like, that's what I really want to be able to do. Like, sponsor girls, especially girls that have never been in pageants, because I do think it's such an experience to be able to have, and something to be able to say you've done. It's like a bucket list item. But yeah, I did better when I was just being myself. When I competed for Miss Georgia, I was a little more nervous and psyching myself out, and I didn't do as well. So just have fun, because honestly, if you win, you win. But it's more likely that you're gonna lose, and that's just me being real. Like, that's just math. That is literally just math. Only one girl takes the crown, literally only one, and there's 50, 60 people competing. So at least you could say, you know, I had a great time, you know, like this was so fun for me. And you know, there are some girls that compete year after year after year after year, and they want to win so bad and it never happens, and they are devastated like really, really devastated by that. So it's just like you can't make it your whole like self-worth to be Miss Georgia or Miss Georgia teen, because it may happen, it may not. And there are other state pageants as well, or like other pageants you can compete in. You have like National America Miss, you have the whole Miss America route, which is a whole different like circuit that you could do. So there are also other pageants. So just vibe, just be yourself, and if it's meant for you, it'll happen for you. But I do want to say there's something else I did not mention, and I don't know, I thought I wrote it down, but yeah, I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. But this is on a whole totally different note. They used to feed you at this pageant, and even some at a part of it they say like, oh, this includes like food and stuff for the pageant. They do not feed you no more. When I competed in 2016, like I said, I didn't have to worry about it. They put me on a bus. They gave us like 3 meals a day. Even the healthier meals, it was like baked chicken, salad, green beans, like stuff like that. This last time I competed, they had 1 meal, and I don't even think you can call it a meal. It was literally like spring mix salad, some cubes of ham, some tomatoes and cucumbers, and some dressing, and that was the meal. And I get a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't want to eat, I don't want to be bloated, but I'm like, we've been here since 8 a.m. It's 4 p.m. I need to eat something besides rabbit food. So yeah, pack snacks and prepare to spend your own money on food. I had Chick-fil-A that weekend like 4 times because it was the closest thing between the hotel and the Performing Arts Center. But yeah, just so you know, if you're depending on them for food, prepare to starve, because they're not feeding you, babe. They're not feeding you. And that's just, I mean, it is what it is. And part of it is like, where does the money go? Because you spend like $1,000 in fees to compete in the pageant, and I can't tell you, babe. I cannot tell you where that money goes. And I don't even think it's worth trying to figure out, because you got to compete for your own reasons anyways. That's what I'm saying. Prepare in advance so you can just pay it and you're not salty about it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little salty when I saw they said come get your meal, and I see spring mix, ham cubes, tomatoes and cucumbers and dressing. I'm like, is the meal in another room? Because this is barely an appetizer. So yeah, anyways, let me stop before I get caught up. Before I be saying too much, I get caught up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're competing this year, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you have fun, because that's all that matters. Have fun, and I hope you have a great experience. It's really a production. It's really something to be part of. It's like I say, it's like a bucket list item. So if you've ever wanted to compete in a pageant, I suggest competing in this pageant, or any of the state pageants, because you know there's a lot of them that all go to Miss USA. So you know, whatever state you're in, just compete in that pageant and enjoy yourselves, and good luck. Maybe I'll pay to watch it, but I probably won't. But like one year I kind of just want to go to see what it looks like from the audience's perspective. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just go like on the crowning night, but I don't know. I think I'll be like a little too salty, like dang, I should have been up there. But I don't know, we'll see. I wish you guys the best of luck going for that crown, and whoever wins Miss Georgia and Miss Georgia Teen, I wish you the best going for Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. I want Georgia to take Miss USA one year. Like, I'm ready for it. Y'all, I didn't even do my eyebrows. I still look good without it though, but I'm ready for it. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please tell your friends to subscribe, and I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. Bye.